Hey everybody, it's me, the Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. I hope you're having a fantastic day because it is Monday and this is Twisted Stitches. Thank you everyone for joining us. It is just one heck of a week. Already we're having a fun time here at Nitty Gritty Yarn Girl. Oh, I just noticed I have a little ticket hanging out of my necklace. And I hope you are having a fun week as well. I am going to the comments. And we have Jillian and Nancy Robertson and Michelle Mingo Lewis and Anna Maria Milani and Beverly Reiser. Welcome and hello. We're happy you're with us. Hi, Pam. How are you? Hopefully I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And Marianne Murray Summers is here. And hi, Deb Massa. It's nice to see you too. And Cheryl Ballinger is with us from Florida. I'm excited to see you at the retreat, Cheryl. This is so exciting that you're going to be there. And Renee Richardson and Elizabeth Hills. And Kristen Parkhurst is saying that sweater is gorgeous. Color and neck. Did you make? Oh, yes, I did. This is one of my my old standbys. I'll tell you more about it after I say hello to everyone. And who else do we have? We have Wendy Longcar. Did I say Renee Richardson? Hi, Renee. And Darren Showers is with us down in Ahalo. Good evening. Hi, Kim Kursetter and Debbie Andretta and Cheryl Ballinger. Me too. And Donna Sung. Nancy Parks, your husband is competing with you at a restaurant review. I wonder if maybe I should make sure he doesn't do that. Elizabeth Hills, thank you, Elizabeth. And Rita Johnson Carterman, good evening. And Lori Roy, so far, that's who we have with us. Yes, Paul did call me just before the show to make sure I was all set on my with the StreamYard program and going live, because he was going to be going live too. And I didn't realize that he would be competing with me. So Nancy, I hate to have you have to make a choice, but it's up to you, darling. You could learn about how much food my husband eats, or you can sit here and see how wonderful we have all these wonderful things to share with you tonight. And I'm going to get right down to it. As folks join us, I will certainly be chatting with them. I'm wearing the Azul poncho, the Azel, A-Z-E-L poncho. Let me see if I can get far enough back so you can see it. It comes down to my knees. It's pretty darn long. It's knitted with super bulky yarn. And hi, Beth Ann Wilkes. And I probably knitted this, I don't know, back him maybe 2012, 2013. But I do love it, and it's a great standby. It's one of those things that when it's not so cold, but you need to wear a coat, you still need to wear something. This is my thing that I just want to throw on. And I wear it with a pair of leggings, and I can go somewhere and it doubles as a top. So I never have to take my coat off, which I do love. So that's the Azel pullover. It comes in all different sizes, from children's to adults. And that's another really nice thing about it. If you want to make a parent and child combination, you can do that, because this is one of those patterns that allows for it. So Nancy Parks is saying watching Paul eat is a tease, and I don't like to be teased. Well, I'm going to tease you with some great ideas tonight for finishing touches on your outfits. And so if you have any questions as we go along, let me know. The thing that prompted this show tonight and this topic is I get a lot of questions or a lot of comments about, oh, that necklace looks so nice, or what a great pom-pom you have on that hat, or, oh, how do I tie that shawl? So I thought maybe we just do a little thing on accessories and finishing touches. In the morning when I'm getting ready for work, it's really interesting that the dogs will follow me upstairs as I go to take my shower and get ready. And they'll be laying on the bed. And as soon as I walk to my jewelry box to grab my earrings, they jump off the bed and run to the stairs, because that is the finishing touch for me. The last thing I do, all my other accessories and my hair is done and everything. And then the last thing I do is put on my earrings before I walk out the door. And so I thought, let's talk a little bit about accessories and how we accessorize things, and not so much with jewelry, because jewelry is always just a simple little thing we throw on our favorite necklace, but we take so much time to create such beautiful projects that are designed by so many great people, that why not use those as our accent pieces? And maybe sometimes we could just put a little extra thing there. Sometimes it's just the way you tie the shawl if you're going to use a shawl. So I'm going to start with some basic things here. So this is, and let's see the shape on this, because sometimes the shape determines what we want to do with it. So this is a little bit of a semicircle, which is what I like about this. This was one of those garter tab cast-ons, and this is a perfect little demonstration of how you can take your shawl and just wrap it and wrap it in both directions. So you can take it and put it this way, and then you can take it and bring it around if you want, and just kind of do that with it. It's not really knotted, but it is a great way to just show off. You're still showing off the great parts of the shawl, the nice design, and at the same time, you're kind of holding it in one place while you're displaying it. So really pretty way. This is the gem shawl. This is designed by Whitney Terrell, and one of the early designs that we did as a knit along with Whitney. And so I have a hard time with the smaller shawlette. Let's see, like a one skein project, Rita. Let me go grab one, see what we can do. Now, I watched somebody do this just recently with a shawlette, with something like this. Just one. This is one skein. Hi, Lorraine. This is just one skein of fingering weight yarn. So I'm going to take, because this is actually 3 skeins, so you get a lot more. You have a lot more to work with when you're using that. So let's go here. And something like this, here's what I would do with it. Of course, we all have our own ideas. We all know what we like. And I might tie something and go, I would never wear it that way. But with something like this, this is a really, you just kind of bring it around. Now, I like to do that because it's still keeping me warm around my neck. Now, there's another, and you can add a little bit to that by doing, just cross it in the back, and then when you bring it around to the front, give it a little knot in the front, and then pull this up through it. And if you don't like the fluff around your neck, you can just wear it like that. And so yeah, you've got it knotted. I'll bring it a little bit closer to the screen so you can see it. So there's your little knot right there. And that was just simply tied around the back, brought around the back, and then tied in the front again. And this is a great way to use those small one skein projects that we love to do. So I'll show you how we did that again. So we have our point in the front, and then we just wrap it around the back, and then give it a little knot. And with the wools, you can stretch them a little bit, because then you can play with it after you get it tied. I'm doing this without my eyes because I'm behind it, so bear with me. Okay, so now you've got your little knot. You can tighten this up. Let me see if I can pull my 2 sides. Bring this up and around, and that's it. So Nancy Robertson is saying that she finds the jewel studs very helpful with styling one skein projects, and that's a great idea. It's a great way to style them as well. So I'll show you those. That's one jewel thing I didn't take out because we've been talking about them so much lately. I'm going to get some darker ones so you can see them on this piece. Do I have, might even have some out there. So the jewel buttons are really cool. It's a hammered metal, and on the back is a leather catch. So with a little knob on the back of the, see, this is the back of the piece. So, and they come 3 in a bin, or in a cup, I should say. So let me take this knot out, and let's just say, let's going to tie this a little differently now. So let's just say we're going to do this with it. I'm going to turn her so I can get a better grasp on her. Okay, so now I am just going to take my jewel button, and I am going to pop it in here. I purposely use a darker color so you can see it. And then put the little leather piece on the back and secure it that way. Can you see that? Now, one of the things that another thing you can do here is, I'm going to take another one out. When they're new, they're hard to get out. So here we go. So now I'm going to take another one and I'll put it next to it. And you can put these wherever you want. You can use one of them, you can use all of them, or none. And so there you go. That, that's not going to come apart. It's not going to come out at all. So you shape your shawl the way you want it. And then you put your little buttons on it. And you can move it around if you want the buttons to show in the front. You can do that. Put this over your shoulder. Bring that back that way. And there are so many great accessories. And these come 3 in a bin. So really cute. And they're a great way to show them off. Yeah, you like the jewel buttons too, Dawn in a Hollow. Yep. So that's another way you can secure those. If you prefer to tie it, you can. But most of the times we're keeping our scarves on. We're not taking them off because they are our jewelry in essence. So, they're part of our outfit. Okay, I'm going to put those away. So that was a great way to look at it. And then this is a 1 skein shawl that you can do that with. I just showed you a 3 skein before. This is 2. This is 2 skeins of Silky Twist by Art Yarns. And yes, by the way, I do wear my shawls this way. People say, do you really just wear them with the point in the front? Yeah, I do, because I like it that way. I mean, that's what I put all that work into it. Of course, I want people to see how great it looks and the design on it. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't take it and bunch it up and do something else with it too. You can. It depends on your mood that day. Whatever you want to do with it works. I always tell people it's your horse. You ride it. Your sled. Get in it and have a good time. So that's a 1, 2, and a 3 skein project, all tied in different ways. Now you've got the long rectangular with the very, very famous mohair, 50 Shades of Mohair. So many of you purchased this yarn at the last pop-up. And to give you some ideas as to how you can tie the shawl when it's done, this is a pretty decent size when it's finished. So, here it is. This is doubled. So you can see it's going to be a nice long piece. It's probably, let me see. Looks like it might be about 7 or 8 feet. I just measured it against myself. So, the world is your oyster with this one. You can just do the simple tie like that. And if I did that, I might take myself a little pin and put a pin on it because I don't want to be fussing with it. And this is another place where your buttons could come in handy as well. Another thing I like to do with these, because sometimes I don't like them too bulky around my neck. A lot of people like to tie their shawls tight up around their necks. That's not for me, but there are times when I do want to feel something. One of the things I'm really enjoying is these new bandana cowls, because you can make them tighter around your neck, or you can have them looser, and I do like that. And I'm really enjoying the bandana cowls, and that's why I'm actually doing a test knit right now, and that's fun. So with something like this, if you wanted to, you could take a cuff and you could put a cuff here. And I put one on a different shawl. Wait a minute. Let me get this off here. I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, this might be kind of cool. So this is a jewel cuff. And you can just take, and it's got a leather snap on it. You just take the cuff and bring it around and then wrap it through the hole. Put it here. Now, that's one piece of it, and you can adjust this. The second part of it is the pin. And so then you can take that and put it in there. And that is so pretty. Here, let me bring that up front so you can see. Simple and easy to put together. You didn't do any work. You just pop the cuff on it and put a little pin through it. That is a very nice way to secure a scarf that's this long. You can also, one of my favorites is just to knot it. Because I think that for me, being a short person, it kind of draws the attention away from my height and makes me feel and appear a little taller by having that knot up here rather than way down below. Do you have the cuffs in the shop or online? They're both. They're in both places. They're in the shop and they're online. Thank you. Thanks, Donna. And then there's a good old wraparound where you can just bring it that way. This seems to be such a popular thing, but I do like the other way of doing it, where you put one through the top, and then you come under the loop and bring the other one through the bottom. To create a nice little knot that way. Whoop, there she is, our little friend. Questions on those? So I showed you the pin and I showed you the cuff. And sometimes you want to get a little whimsical. And whoop, just put a little shawl pin. This is the little cat wooden pin. It just all depends on your outfit. I kind of thought this was cute with the cable sweater and our Twisted Stitches shawl, and put that little pin on there. And it's a perfect little accoutrement and holds it in place. You can always take this piece here if you wanted and cross it under and have your pin go through all those pieces and secure it underneath, and then have your shawl show with both sides. And I have a couple of comments coming in, so let me read those. Whoopsie. That bear showing. Thank you, Rita. Rita says her favorite so far is my Twisted Stitches shawl. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. That's just a simple little thing that we put together here at the shop many, many moons ago, and it's my favorite. It's my favorite pattern for newer knitters to help them learn a variety of stitches. And it's also nice if you're experienced and you just want something that you can get lots of practice on, and and easy work. So, oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. So Nancy Parks is saying these styles are great if you're walking around, but if you're sitting at a desk working on something, the shawl or the scarf can get in the way of seeing your work. Well, yeah, I guess it could if it's that big, and that would be your choice if you decided to wear something like that to work. So, sometimes at that point, this would be my favorite thing because I wear it almost every day. I wasn't planning to bring this out, but there it is. This is my pocket shawl. And this is one of my favorite pieces because I can throw my glasses in here. I can throw my pen in my pocket, and it doesn't get in the way of my work. So if I wanted to, I could take a pin and I could put it right here to secure it, and it would be just fine. Nancy, you're funny. That could be one of the best parts, getting distracted by your knits. Yeah, right? I go, oh, that reminds me, I have a project on my needles at home I have to get over to. So yes, it is. I'm always up for a little distraction. And then Rita, thank you for following up with, you get so many compliments on it. Yeah, I think maybe I'm going to knit it up in a different yarn. And it's a great one for summer. Because in a summer weight, that would be really fun. So Subami, it was knitted in Subami, which is a lightweight too. So I think I may give that a try. So those are our scarves. And so I got a message from Nancy McClellan Ball, and I hope Nancy's on the show, watching the show tonight, because I put a picture of my little baby hat online the other day. So this is the last in the trio of gifts that I've knitted for Paul's new baby granddaughter coming in March. And she asked me about the pom-pom. And she said, how do you make your pom-poms? So when we look at hats, the question is always to pom or not to pom. Oh, good, Nancy. I'm glad you're here. And then if we're going to pom, which pom do we put? So here's a variety. So we have the handmade pom. Pam, don't forget the booties. All right, Pam, I'll do the booties. I just need another 2 weeks, but I think that's about what I have, is another 2 weeks. So here we have the handmade pom-pom. And here we have the faux fur pom-pom that is on this little hat. And those are always fantastic. And then we have our natural fur pom-pom. So always depends on who, just on who's wearing it and what they want. And then you may decide that you don't want to put a pom-pom at all, and that's fine too. But Nancy asked, how do I make my pom-poms? Now, there are a couple of different ways I make my poms. Let me just, I meant to grab something. I'm going to grab it real fast, because I happen to, I think, know right where it is. Yep, there it is. Okay. So, we talked before about whimsical and depending on the mood you're in. So when I knitted my Harbor Sights hat, I wanted something just something fun and funky. So I decided to go with this one. And so with this pom, when you put this on, see, you got lots of movement up here. And that's what I wanted for this hat. But sometimes, like for the baby, I want something that's tight and, and nice and firm. So this I did by the old-fashioned method of taking your yarn and wrapping it around a cardboard. So maybe something like this. And you just wrap your yarn around and around and around and around and around and around. And once you get it where your thickness that you want, then I just slide the whole piece off and secure it in the middle, tie it in the center, and then tie it really tight. and then just take a scissors and cut the top and the bottom and then shake. You might have noticed in the little reel that I put up that I was shaking the palm, because once you finish winding it and you cut it, it's kind of flat and you on both ends, and so you have to shake it up. The other method that I use, like for something like this, is my trusty pom pom maker. And I am a big fan of the pom pom maker. I once made a little wall hanging that wasn't little. It was a pretty big wall hanging for a newborn, and it was filled with poms, and it was the baby's initial in one color surrounded by other colors. So it was really very, very pretty. So the way these pom pom makers work is they lift up on both sides. I don't know, many of you may have used these, I don't know, but I thought I would just bring it out and show it to you. So you wrap the yarn around, and I'm going to show you what I do and how I do it so that you can see, because the amount of yarn you use is certainly the thickness of your pom pom is certainly contingent on how much yarn you wrap. So I am wrapping and wrapping. And so what I like to do is I try to keep I'm going to do it with my left hand because I can go faster. I like to keep my yarn nice and tight around here. So I go in a single line around and fill up the whole arc. Fill up the whole thing. The dog upstairs is scratching himself. I can hear him. And I just keep moving this closer and closer to the end so it's nice and thick. And I am doing this live because I want you to see how it works. It doesn't take all that long, but I think it's effective to show it. I'll go a little bit faster here. I want to make sure that I keep it in a single, that I keep winding it in a single row. And the reason I want to do that is because I want my pom-pom to be symmetrical. And sometimes if you get too much on one side, it can be, it can be a little bit lumpy on one side and not. So we're going to go around, almost there, because once you get through the first round, it's a little bit easier. And this has been a lifesaver for me. So now you can see what I've got done. I'm going to push it back a little bit more. And once I get to the end here, I am going to go back across the other way. And you can see how it takes a shape. Now, I just happened to be on one side with one color, and this side is taking on more than one color. So it's going to be a surprise when we open it up and see what we get. Yes, Michelle, you can buy them in all different sizes. The ones we have here this is the large pom-pom size, and the kits that we have here have the medium, I think it's called a medium and a large. And then you have the ones with the really itty bitty ones, which I don't use for much of anything. I might need them for the booties, Pam. Pam said the booties are when everybody goes, oh, how cute. So we have to make sure we do those. I think there's going to be a lot of, oh, how cute those are for lots of things. All right. We are just about done. And if I remember correctly, whoopsie. So when you're doing the second round, it fills up a lot faster. I don't push that round back. Tina Yakovu, this is cute. Tina says, I've mastered the pom-pom. Knitting, not so much. That's okay. It's a work in progress. We're all works in progress. So I'm just giving this a little extra spin around here on this side because I want it to be as thick as it was on the other. Okay, we are about ready to finish this little baby up. left some spaces here because I want the colors to pop through. Okay. Alrighty, so that's where we are. Now we're going to take our little arcs and fold them in and fold them in. And I found my trusty, I didn't find them. I got my trusty good happy scissors, my favorite scissors. And I'm going to cut my piece to do my tying. And now you take your scissors and you can see here, there's a little opening in here. So I'm going to take my scissors and put it into that opening and I'm going to cut. And there's a little indent here to help keep you on track. That side is done. Now you flip it over to the other side. And oopsie. Hey, no sneaking out there, buddy. Okay, so now I've got both my sides cut. The next thing we do is we take our string and we just insert it into that groove, which is going to go to the center of our pom-pom. I like to then pull it and bring it back around the other way and then tie my knot. Now you want to make sure you pull it tight because you want that pom-pom to be nice and taut in the center. So you make your knot, and my knot just broke. So I am going to get another string of yarn because I don't want that to fall apart. I might double this one just to be safe. It's still in there and tied, but I don't want to take any chances. So I'm going to go through one more time like this. So now I've got it doubled here. And it's already got one knot, so it should be fine. Twist it around, give it another tie, double knot it this time. Do not cut your string. And now you pull on one end, and then you pull on the other end, and you have your pom-pom. You see how flat it is. So I'm going to take it and, oh, hold on a second here. I am about to take it, and now I am going to shake. So I like to wrap it in my finger because it holds it. Otherwise, I wind up throwing it all over the room because that's how clumsy I am. And now you see we have our multicolored pom-pom. So now what I'm going to do, fluff it up. Exactly. I am fluffing it up. And so you'll see there's some little loose ends here and there. This was the side that had just the blue, right? So that's the where it doesn't combine, it doesn't mix it because there's no place for it to go. So now what I do is I take my scissors, and I'm going to do this on my table, but this is going to be fun. And you see there's a little unevenness, whoopsie. And so you trim, and you trim and trim and get rid of the loose fur. And I keep shaking it because as you trim it, it seems to, sometimes those little pieces hang there somewhere, and you want to make sure that every piece is nice and trim. And it may not be perfectly symmetrical for this example, but you will get a great idea. And you're just trimming. Now, you can trim this pom-pom to as small as you want. And I'm going to trim it along the sides here because it needed to be shaped a little bit. So this is where you can get your sphere how you want it to look. So on the bottom, you can see on the bottom here, you got some loose, shake it off, Taylor Swift. You're funny. And so I'm going to trim those little pieces off the bottom so that they are not going to stick out. Nobody's going to see them at the bottom of the pom-pom. And there we have it. Our cute little pom-pom to add to our hat. And I could trim here all night long. It is like trimming, it's like trimming a bonsai tree. Yes, sort of. But isn't that adorable? Look at that. And that's your simple little pom-pom, made with 2 little pieces of plastic and held together. So Nancy's saying, I've always made them the old-fashioned way. Definitely need a pom-pom maker. Well, you know, it really does. It does make a big difference. It's hard, very, very hard to get the yarn wound evenly with the paper. You'd have to go across the whole piece of cardboard and then go back across it again. What winds up happening is we wind up with a big clump in the middle and nothing on the ends, and that's how you get that odd shape. So I hope that was helpful, everyone, and I enjoyed showing it to you. So that's our little show on finishing touches for our projects. I am going to go over to the sharing bucket, and while I'm walking over there, I just want to let you all know that we have hosted Whitney Terrell's Adventure Bound Try-On Trunk Show that is going to be at the shop on Sunday, February 25th, I think is the date, February 25th. And Whitney will be here, and she's wow. I didn't realize that Whitney has over 80 designs to her credit, and we're going to get to see all of them here at the shop on when we have that try on trunk show. I am requiring pre-registration because, of course, space is limited here. So please go on and share, and then please go on and register if you'd like to join us on that day. It's going to be from 10 to 1. And let's see. Donna, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. And Michelle says she squeezes it together and trims. Okay, well, you can do that too. You know, whatever helps you to get that shape that you want, that nice little sphere. I'm glad you enjoyed the lesson, Sandy. And it was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure to have you all with me here tonight. So let's see whose name we pulled from the sharing bucket. We have Donna Nahalo. Donna Nahalo, you are the winner tonight. So thank you so much. I am going to be sending out, I have Diane Gondek, Donna Nahalo, Linda Witt Sims, Darren Showers, and Anna Maria. Your sharing prizes will all be going out this week. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we will see you all soon. Stay safe. We love you. Bye-bye.